Y'all, welcome back to our channel. We're really excited today to have these summer decor DIYs that are all about watermelon minis. If you're new to our channel, we want to welcome you to our channel. I'm Elizabeth, and we're going to get started with our first DIY. And I'm starting out here with my watermelon jar. This is actually a little plastic jar from the Dollar Tree that was from Easter. So this is what I'm using. All I'm going to do is peel the sticker off here. And all of our DIYs today, besides just being so stinking cute, they are really budget friendly. This DIY here will only cost you $3 to make. So I'm just painting the upper, probably 3/4 of the jar pink, and I applied 2 coats just because I didn't want it to be too translucent. And these are really cool little jars to be in plastic, so you don't have to worry about them getting knocked over or get broke. Or if you have a lot of canning jars and you don't want to ruin them by painting them all, this is a good option. But they do have some glass jars at the Dollar Tree too. And if you wanted a glass one, you may be able to find them. I've seen them recently at the Dollar General. So I'm just taking a darker green and making a little squiggly line. And then I'm using another shade, a little bit lighter shade of green, and just going in between. So there's 2 different colors here on the bottom part of the rind part of the watermelon. And it's okay if they mix together and bleed together. That just gives it even better color. So if it runs together a little bit or gets mixed together, that's fine. Just keep going with it. Pink part dries. I'm using a brush that actually had some dried paint on it, so it's pretty stiff. It's a little small brush. And I'm taking some black paint, and I'm just going to go around and make some random seeds. And you can make these however you want them. There's no right or wrong, just however you think a seed will look. So I'm going to go around my jar and put a couple seeds. Here comes a really fun part, trying to make a straight line. Well, I did the best I could, so I'm just taking some white chalk paint, and we're going to go around the jar, separating the pink and the rind part of the watermelon. So I'm just going all the way around with some white chalk paint. So I'm taking some of the twine from the Dollar Tree. I'm just wrapping it around the top and hitting it with my glue gun just to make it secure. And I'm going to put a little sweet bow there on the top. And then we're going to fill our jar up with some other little wooden watermelons. And I purchased these little wooden circles from Walmart. They're 97 or 99 cents. I think there's 8 of them in a pack. And we took those and we cut those in half. And then I'm going to glue the halves together. So I'm going to glue 2 halves together, or 1 circle together, just to make them a little bit thicker. I thought they'd stay on the straws a little bit better if they were a little bit thicker. And I'm just using the E6000 glue. And I'm just putting some glue there in between these. And you could use some wood glue, whichever one you've got on hand. So I wanted all of my little wooden watermelons for each project to look a little bit different. So for the ones that are going to go in the jar, I'm just going to mix the red and the pink. I'm just going to dab my brush from one to the other and just swirl them together to give these kind of a little swirly look, or a swirled effect. So nothing exact with these, no rhyme or reason, doesn't have to be perfect. Just really quickly kind of swirling the 2 colors together to mix those or blend those colors. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush and do the green to make the rind running across the bottom of the watermelon. And I purchased the straws that I'm using from the Dollar Tree, and these actually had some little palm trees on them, so I'm just going to pop that off. I'm going to use 3, and I'm just going to take my hot glue gun and put some glue on the wooden watermelons and just hold that in place. And then I'm going to cut the straws in different lengths so they won't all be the same length. So a little bit shorter one, and then a couple taller ones to fit down in my jar. Now, how cute is that? I actually saw some of these jars on sale at Etsy, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can make that. It's so simple. These look great. They'd be great for a cookout to set outside on the table to decorate with. But of course, today is all about making minis to go on a tier tray, so you could decorate your tier tray with these. Moving on to DIY number 2, I purchased this summer sign from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use the back side that I'm going to paint. I'm using this blue shade, and I'm also mixing it with some bright white chalk paint. I don't want it quite that bright blue. And I purchased a 4-pack of sponges from the Dollar General, and I just took one and I just cut the end to make it look like a watermelon slice. And that's what we're going to use to make our stencil for the sign. I'm just applying some of the pink here in the center. I'm going to put a little bit of the red on the tip, and then I'm going to take some green and put that on the rind. This is a really simple, easy to do. I love the way that these colors look up against the blue. So once you get your paint on here we go. Now I kind of debated where I was going to put this. I was kind of moving around a little bit here. So I'm going to put it right here over on the side. I'm going to start on the right side, and then we're going to go back across to the left. So here we go. Just put a little bit of pressure there and hold that down, and let's see what we've got. Wow, bam, looks great. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just going to take some more of that black paint, and I'm just randomly going to put a couple seeds on here. Ta-da, here you go. $2 sign. Can't beat that. Super simple to make. Love it for summer. Be great outdoors for a cookout. Or if you're slicing a big old juicy watermelon up, this will go great to set alongside of that. Participating in Crafted by Corie's Minis Challenge today, and the design is to make items small enough to decorate a tier tray with. This is our first time participating in this challenge, so we want to say thank you to Corie for hosting this. Also check out her information is listed in our description box, along with the playlist of the other crafters participating in the challenge. Not only participating in just Crafted by Corie's challenge, Teresa B DIY, Teresa and I are both collaborating today to bring you some watermelon DIY. So check out Teresa's video today. Her information is listed down in my description box, and she's going to have everything mini and everything watermelon as well. So here's another $2 DIY. I purchased this sign from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take off that center part. I was going to cover it with some fabric, and I changed my mind, so that's why it has a little bit of kind of tear there on the sign. But what I decided to do is I'm going to paint some stripes, or try to paint some stripes here inside the sign. So I'm putting down some painter's tape, and the only problem with this is when I went to take this off, it kind of ripped the sign a little bit. So you want to be really careful if you do use tape with this to make your lines, because it may pull some of that backing off when you go to take your tape off. And I'm using some of this white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to go over that. I had to go over it with 2 coats just because of the black there that was underneath to make sure that was good and covered. And then I'm going to use the same blue that I used in the first sign. I just mixed that again with some of this white chalk paint to tone it down a little bit. Here you can see where I removed the painter's tape and it pulled some of that cover off that was on there. So that's why I'm not going to retape the white lines, because I'm afraid it will pull that off of there too. But I'm just painting right over top of that with the blue paint, and it covered it quite well. Found my watermelon at the Dollar Tree. I think it's actually a luggage tag. And I'm going to use this little pink plaid bow. I just made a little bow there to cover up where the tag part went on the watermelon. And it also has the little part where you'd insert your name there, and I peeled that off of the back where you'd put the card in there, and I'm just using a hot glue gun. I'm going to glue this down. You'll have to hold it down a little bit just where it's so thick so it'll stick to your sign here. So here you go. Here's our really cute sign. The bow makes it really sweet, and this will fit great on a tier tray or to set with any of your other summer decor. I think this one is my favorite out of all of them. I really love the way this wreath turned out. It looks so cute. But I'm going to use the rest of the wooden slices that we have. 3 of them, I'm going to do this red design, and the other 3 are going to be the pink design. The red one, I'm painting most of the slice red with no pink on it until that dries, because we want to put some pink polka dots on it. And then the pink one back there in the background, I'm painting the middle part pink, and the top I'm going to paint red. Tried to make these look really unique or really different. So for the one that has the mostly red, I did the rind there a little bit different. I put some dark green and then some light green. I kind of alternated around for the rind. And then I couldn't find my little foam circle brushes. So this is just a little wooden dowel stick that I had from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just dipping it in the pink paint. Makes a perfect circle. It's simple, easy to do. And I just went around the watermelons that are mainly red. And I'm going to put these little pink polka dots on them. Aren't they so cute? And here's a good shot of both of them together. You can see the 2 different designs. The one on the left there is the one that has more of the pink, and then the ones there on the right had the pink polka dots. So I'm just randomly, again, I'm using a brush that actually had some dried paint on it. You imagine that, having a brush that I didn't clean good. But I'm using that brush is great for making seeds because it's staying really stiff. So I'm just randomly placing some seeds around here. To make the wreath part, I'm just using this is some floral wire from the Dollar Tree. And I just twisted it around just kind of randomly how big I thought it would be to fit all 6 of the watermelon on there. And then I'm just taking a piece of this twine from the Dollar Tree. I hot glued it right there to start with, and I'm just wrapping it around and around the wire here until I get it to cover a lot of the wire. And I think I went around it probably about 4 times. And I'm just going to glue it there. I'm just gluing that piece down where I stopped at. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and we're going to go around. We're going to glue these watermelons down. Try to, as I was gluing them down, kind of turn them facing different ways, kind of facing to the left and facing to the right. So position them however you like. And then we're going to put a sweet little bow on the top. And I'm just making a really simple bow. I'm using red plaid check from the Dollar Tree and then a pink plaid check from the Dollar Tree, and I just twisted those together to make a bow with some of the wire. And I'm going to twist that right on the top, and then we'll be all done with my sweet little wreath. Talk about cute. This turned out so sweet. I love this. I think I might even go back and get some bigger pieces to make a larger wreath to go on the door. I just love the way the colors go together. Really cute. I love the little polka dots on the watermelons. This last one is a just for funner. By all means, I'm not a great sewer, especially with little small items, so I'm using my glue gun here. My friend Sarah from GGB DIYs glued her lemons together in a previous video. I love the way she did that. So we're going to do this with some watermelons, and I'm just doing this really quickly. And I just cut out the wooden shape that I used of the watermelons. That's my pattern I'm using for this. That's what I cut out with the red fabric with black polka dots. Just gluing that onto some green fabric, and then I'm going to glue those together, and then I'm going to put a little bit of filler in them, and I'm just using these to kind of fill in on my tray. So really cute, really simple. I did these just for fun. They would look much better, I think, if I'd actually sewn them, but me and the sewing machine don't get along too well with doing little small items. Once I got the red glued on to the green, then I just glued the green pieces together. I can recommend not using these little foam balls for filling. They go all over the place, or they stick to your glue gun. I happen to be out of the stuffing or pillow stuffing, but I wish I'd had some of that because this is not very friendly to use those little beads. So you may want to try something different besides those little foam balls here that I used to fill those with, unless you want to clean up everything in your kitchen where they blow everywhere. So here's everything together. Ta-da! I still have to say my favorite, though, is that wreath. I love the wreath. It's so sweet. I actually made my tier tray, too. It was from a bunny tray, a Easter video. And it's just a baking pan and a candle holder from the Dollar Tree with some Mardi Gras beads. So super simple if you need a little tray to put together. I think this one looks really elegant with the beads on it. I hope you liked this video. We want to say thanks to Corie at Crafted by Corie for hosting the challenge. Her information's in our description box, along with the other great crafters. To check out the playlist so you'll get some summer inspiration. Also want to thank Teresa B DIY, for collaborating with me. We both are having lots of watermelon DIY, so check out Teresa's watermelon DIY video today. Her information's in our description box, and a link to her video too. If you're new to our channel, Southern Gmoregals, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications on. Check us out on Instagram too. We're new on Instagram, and you'll get some sneak peeks of our upcoming videos before they come out. We also will link some of our DIY videos down in the description box. I have some lemon DIYs that are out and some bee DIYs. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite one is. Let me know if the favorite is your wreath. If not, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.